Cloudy and warm in Miami. Heat fans, Laker fans, NBA fans. A much anticipated Christmas Day battle, Lakers Heat, and just a few minutes ago, Phil Jackson came over to the Heat bench. A holiday greeting for Pat Riley, a hug for Shaquille O'Neal, and right now let's take a look at the starting lineup for today's game.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays. I'm Lamar Odom, starting at small forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. At shooting guard, we have the magnificent one, Kobe Bryant. His backcourt mate, my buddy from New York, Smush Parker. At center, Chris Mim from Texas. And at power forward, we have Brian Cook from University of Illinois.
Hi, this is Dwayne Wade. I'm sending you my Christmas starting lineup. My Christmas starting lineup would be me at two guard. Starting two guard for the Miami Heat. My backcourt mate is the very quick, very exciting Jason Williams, a.k.a. White Chocolate. My starting center is no other, Big Diesel, Big Aristotle, whatever you want to call him, the big man, Shaquille O'Neal. Starting four-man, Udonis Haslem, hard-working, gonna bring it every night. Think we're gonna have a good Christmas with him. And our starting three-man is no other than James Posey, the do-it-all man for this team, to take charges, chase men off the screens, and hit threes for us.
And back we come live to American Airlines Arena. Last year at this time, everybody with their eyes on Kobe and Shaq and how they would greet each other. If you can recall, it was sort of a semi-hug, a half-hug as it were, and away they went. And then O'Neal wound up blocking Bryant's first shot, but Kobe would score 42 in that Christmas Day game in Los Angeles. It went into overtime. The Heat won as Kobe missed what would have been a game-winning three-pointer at the end. So the Lakers come out first. Bryant is already at midcourt. And the Heat now to come out again with Shaq, Wade, and it's a reconstructed Heat team because they went out and in a huge 5-team, 13-player trade during the offseason, wound up picking up a couple of Hubie Brown's old guys from Memphis, got Antoine Walker as well, and now we'll take a look at Shaq as he comes to midcourt, and you've got about 19,000 pairs of eyes focused on it. Kobe looking right over toward us. Shaq walks right by him with a little smile. There is no holiday acknowledgement today. They'll just do it on the court, Hubie.
Let's just hope that the game can somewhat equal what we had a year ago.
Wouldn't that be something? So you've got O'Neal and you've got Chris Mim.
Yeah.
For the opening tip, Ron Alesiak, Bob Delaney, and Jess Kersey are the officials. And away we go with the Lakers controlling it. And this is Lamar Odom, who played with the Heat and was part of the O'Neal deal 2 years ago. Smush Parker is #1 with the headband, the new point guard. You've got Mim coming outside, and then it's off the knee of Lamar Odom and out of bounds to Miami.
Now, James Posey with the long arms had a chance to get his hand in there and deflect that.
Now Jason Williams, one of those ex-Grizzlies who played for Hubie. Dwayne Wade, he'll be guarded by Bryant, and Bryant goes down, but the foul is called here. Kobe reaching out, and Kobe Bryant.
I like the explosion.
Draw the foul.
Yeah, I like the explosion now. You can see that they're going to go right at the key players here. We have Kobe playing Wade, Wade playing Kobe, and then naturally you have the Shaq putting a lot of pressure in the painted area.
And the foul on Shaq, he stuck that big leg out so they don't greet each other, but Shaq gives him a leg to open up, not one to stand on, and it winds up as a foul. 2-0 Los Angeles.
Well, you like Smush Parker. He's averaging right around 12 points a game. He's giving him nice perimeter production, and he's shooting a high percentage.
Work it inside to O'Neal, who missed those 18 games because of a sprained ankle. Pat Riley now back for his 7th game as the head coach, taking over for Van Gundy. 22 seasons, and of course Pat with enormous success, mainly with the Lakers, those 4 titles.
I like his approach in our discussions with Pat. They've changed very little of the offense, especially with the plays for Shaq and Wade. All he's doing is taking notes. He says, let's give him trial, and then if we make changes, all right, the changes will be deserved to be made.
That was a defensive 3-second call, and Haslam dropped in the foul shot from the corner. Williams hits the side of the glass, and Odom gets it, and now Kobe takes it into the front court for the Lakers. Kobe will be guarded most of the time, you would figure, by Wade today, and Odom from outside missing. Haslam comes down with the board.
Now that Shaq is back, there's been an increase in scoring. Miami's averaging 9 points a game more than before the change. Well, naturally, when you have Shaq, you have the game in the paint, and there's going to be maximum production, plus you're going to get the foul shot attempts.
Chris Mim, who is second in the league in personal fouls, as you look at Mourning on the bench, who will back up Shaq. You've got Mim committing the foul here, and that's been the bugaboo for him if he gets into foul trouble, and that figures to be the case today against O'Neal. I have to go to the bench soon. Wade all the way to the hoop.
Great block. Cook on a rotation. That's what's improved the most, the Laker defense.
Kobe to the baseline, underneath with the reverse.
A year ago, the Laker defense ranked in the bottom 4 teams in the league. Already this year, they're up in the 9 category.
And then Williams, who has missed a number of games, 7 in a row, in fact, with a sprained knee. He goes to the hoop.
Well, you have to pay attention to Jason. Jason's as quick as any guard in this league from circle to circle with the dribble.
Odom works it back out to Cook. They ran that to perfection, and the Lakers are up 6-3.
By playing Cook, it gives them, they can extend your defense because of the range factor. He's an excellent three-point shooter.
Meanwhile, Mim has just reached in and commits his second foul. So again, with Mim prone to foul trouble, mentioned a moment ago, it takes him 2 minutes and 4 seconds to come out of the game, and Kwame Brown will come in.
But sometimes Shaq has a little bit to do with this.
He does. He'll foul a few guys out.
Yeah. The coaching staff, I like Phil Jackson today telling us that with Kwame Brown healthy now, they're going to play Brown and Mim, split the time at that position, use the 12 fouls, and they're liking the improvement in Brown's game.
The question about Kwame Brown is how good can he be? Remember, drafted out of high school by Michael Jordan when Michael was with the Wizards, came over in a trade in the offseason. O'Neal misses from the lane, and Parker comes down with it for Los Angeles.
Now you're watching this contest now. We have 2 of the better defensive rebounding teams in the league. Getting a second shot attempt today is going to be difficult.
Cook outside. That's Brown's first handle. Bryant has it for the first time on this possession and shoots over Wade and misses, but does draw the foul on Dwayne Wade. That'll be the team's second. And let's welcome to our ABC broadcast this year. Looking very much forward to working with her, Lisa Salters. Lisa?
Well, Al, it's been a year and a half since Shaquille O'Neal was traded away from the Lakers, but Kobe Bryant says that he understands perfectly why people still seem so intrigued by what both men call the relationship that isn't. Bryant told me it would be as if Scottie Pippen or Michael Jordan, if they had split up, he said, I definitely would have watched that Christmas Day game. He said, Shaquille and I won 3 championships together. I'm still young. Shaq's still a contender. We're going head-to-head. That's just good TV.
It's good TV, and of course, Kobe wants to just say, hey, look, let's move on. Shaq, he's a little bit of, he's got that impish quality to him. You know, and Shaq will always carry on, and he's a good promo machine for ABC as well. 8-3 LA after Bryant sinks a couple. Little hook pass into O'Neal, guarded by Brown. The re-entry to Shaq, and he'll score.
That's what you want to see. Anytime Shaq makes a catch and he's not comfortable and he kicks it out, you can always go right back in because he's one of the best of all time at reposting.
And Kobe Bryant from the lane. Kobe Bryant has done a couple of different things in his last 2 games. He had 62 points against Dallas. Then the other night became an assist maker early on against Orlando. And Chris Mim did a lot of the early scoring. And Wade will get tied up for a jump ball.
Yeah, there have been 2 drives by Wade where he has beaten Kobe Bryant off the dribble. Watch underneath. Watch the rotation by Cook. See, that's excellent team defense. That's the biggest improvement that I have seen with the Lakers from a year ago. Good baseline rotation, getting to the spots, taking the charges, and holding you to only 1 shot attempt.
Bryant has a 2-inch advantage, but went up a little early. Heat controlling. Brown guarding O'Neal. Parker came over to help, and when he did, that opened it up on the outside for Williams.
1 year ago, this team, Miami, the third best three-point shooting team in the league, with Eddie Jones, Damon Jones. Now when you add Posey, Williams, they have the potential to shoot those kind of numbers.
Kwame Brown got loose inside. He gets his first basket of the game. Lakers by 4, 4 minutes in, and Williams goes all the way to the hoop.
I'm Phil. I'm a little nervous right now. Jason has blown by Smush Parker in the open floor twice and has taken him in a half-court set twice. That's like 5 or 6 catches, and he's causing mismatches.
And he's averaging 14 points a game. He already has 7. He has the ball here. Over to Posey, the ex-Grizzly mate. Both coached by Hubie Brown a couple of years ago. Back comes Odom.
Well, Posey's in the top 10 in three-point shooting, and he's been there for a number of years.
Smush Parker, his given name is William. And you've got a foul here on Williams. So Jason Williams, you know, when the Heat reconstructed their team, a lot of people during the offseason were trying to figure out what was going on. Of course, you know Williams better than anybody, so tell me about it. You.
Well, he can run a half-court offense as well as anyone in the league. He's a three-point threat, and in the last 3 minutes of the game, he's one of the best percentage three-point shooters in the game. He's as quick as anyone from foul line to foul line. He can make things happen for you. And I think what will happen here is the pressure is off of him because Wade and Shaq are the main focal point. He can just play his game here, and he's a handful.
Back to Shaq. Been a little two-man game here, and then Shaq off the glass misses, and Odom comes down with a rebound.
Now, in the early going, the Lakers are sending 3 guys. So Shaq will have 3 guys on him all the time. It's up to him now to decide what is going to be a high percentage shot.
Bryant from just outside the arc. O'Neal with the rebound. Kobe now 2 out of 3 from the field. Bryant has 6 points. Williams is the leading scorer in the game with 7. Inside to O'Neal for the dunk.
That was beautiful because they cleared the backside. Kwame Brown fronted Shaq. As soon as they saw that, they lifted the forward from the other side of the lane to the top of the circle, opening up that beautiful lob pass.
Now Odom goes down, but is able to get it away, and Cook will shoot from inside the arc and miss, and Williams gets the rebound for the Heat. Game tied at 12.
Transition defense in the early going, not bad. Not bad for the Lakers. The key is they must do a better job with Jason Williams on the dribble. Outside of that, everyone else is back and in the area. Now they see he's fronted right there. You notice how they lifted the player up, that opened it up. Now anytime you front a post guy, you must jam the passer. You can't front the post guy and walk away and allow the passer to see the passing lane.
Last foul on Kwame Brown. That was his first. And O'Neal again inside for the dunk, and Miami has the lead.
Now, the last 2 dunks, Al, are because there is no pressure on the passer. You've got to get up in his face and turn him so that he does not get a good look at Shaq.
6 for Shaq. Bryant. You know, the other night, I'm thinking about Kobe Bryant. He scores 62 in 33 minutes. Doesn't play a minute in the 4th. Doesn't get an assist. The next day I'm hearing some critics say, oh, you know what? He's not a team guy. He didn't have any assists. I'm thinking, hold on a second, Hubie. This is like going to the Miss Universe contest and saying, oh, you know what? She has a small pimple on her right wrist.
Al, put it in perspective. He did it against Dallas, that has the 2nd best record in the West. He did not do that against a sub-500 team. And then how about the fact that he also went to the line 25 times in 3 quarters? Amazing.
Had to be seen to be believed. The Christmas spirit. Well, it didn't extend all the way across the court today. But here we go, 14 all. Plenty of Christmas tales to deal with today. One, of course, involving the coaches, as with 5:16 remaining in the first quarter, the game is tied at 14 all. So here's a little bedtime reading for you, how we got here. The Lakers and the Heat. Pat Riley won 4 NBA titles with the Lakers back in the 80s. And, of course, went on to New York And Miami, Phil Jackson, meanwhile, won 6 with Jordan in Chicago. Defeated Riley's teams 4 times out of 5 in the playoffs. Phil goes to L.A. after a year away from the sport, wins those 3 titles. Then O'Neal gets traded to the Heat, where Riley's the president. Jackson has to step down, or decides to step down. Then Phil starts his 2nd tour after a year away. Riley, of course, took over 2 weeks ago. For Stan Van Gundy, you'd be in a situation where everybody around the league said they weren't surprised and looked, curiously at the reasons expressed for Stan Van Gundy, saying he wanted to spend more time with his family. But the stage for this was kind of set early on.
Well, unfortunately, because of things which came out of this area, the Miami area, during the month of June and then also July. Unfortunately, doubt was put in the minds of people that Stan Van Gundy could be replaced, during the course of the season. Now, did he do a good job? They did an excellent job. They maximized this team in year 1, got it to the 2nd round of the playoffs, and then also to the 7th game last year with Shaq and Wade playing injured. They only lost to Detroit by 6 in the 7th game. Now, if he stepped out because of family or situations, hey, more power to him, more power to he and his family, then that's fine. But any time that your center, a key play like Shaq, misses 18 games, all right, the team went 10-10. They had 10 losses during the time that Shaq was out. If that team would have just won 5 games, they would have been 16-5. And the big question by the doubters would be, if the team was 16-5, would Stan Van Gundy leave the team? Would Pat Riley step up into the position? I think that's the question.
Absolutely. And just to clean up here, Kobe Bryant made that technical free throw for a defensive 3-second. It was called before the timeout. Then he had a contested 2 that didn't drop, and then he got fouled by Posey. So Bryant at the line. O'Neal takes his first rest of the game. Alonzo Mourning is in there for him. Kobe at the line right now with 9 points, 3 out of 4 from the stripe, and Kobe is the first man into double figures today. 10 for the Lakers star.
Now, Alonzo Mourning has been absolutely sensational with Shaq out. In 12 games, he has double-doubles, and also he is leading the league in shot blocking.
Wade lost it underneath and then gets fouled on his way to the basket. Now, what about Dwayne Wade under Pat Riley? Now, Dwayne Wade last year emerging, Shaq called him Flash, became a huge star as jersey #1 in sales. How will his role change, if at all, with Riley?
No, it's not going to change, because Pat Riley explained to us that they're running the same sets, the exact same plays for Wade and Shaq. Why? Because they get results. Just think a year ago with Shaq and Wade, they were 3rd and 4th in the league in foul shot attempts. We also have 2 of the most prolific scorers in the league in the painted area. Wade's game has just blossomed off the charts, because not only is he a great finisher in the paint, but he has that game 18 to 20 feet. He's got the mid-range game down pat. He can finish on both sides of the lane, and then he will draw your best scorer at that 2-guard position, and he's not looking for time off, Al. That's hard to do and still get 26 points a game.
Doesn't shoot a lot of threes, takes a lot of long 2s. He made those free throws after the foul by Bryant, and here's a turnaround by Cook dropping in, and the Lakers have the lead again at 18-16.
Now you just can't forget about Cook. Cook can put the ball in the basket, so you just can't say, well, I'm going to use his man to double team and look for Kobe off the dribble. Look at this.
Wade got doubled, then spun around and draws another foul. And that'll be the 15th foul against the Lakers.
Now, right now, this is Dwayne at his best. You see the spin move, and then he just split the double team and gets down. Anytime that you can finish with either hand. Now, that sounds so simple to do, but we have very few guys who can do that in the backcourt. And then, Al, take the contact and finish. All right? Potential 3-point shooter. Now, right here, this is a great stat. You can see the foul shots made. Iverson at 250, Wade at 224. Wade is averaging right around 11 foul shot attempts a game. That's a lot of pounding.
He's 3 out of 3 from the line right here after that foul by Odom, 3 out of 4. Rebound comes to Haslam, but then he drops it on the floor, and Brown comes away with it for the Lakers. 4 minutes to go in the opening period. Lakers on top 18-17. Bryant with 10 points. And then you got a foul with Kobe going to the line here. That's going to be the 4th team foul, so he will not go to the line. Second on Posey, though, second personal foul. You vote now, NBA.com. Cast your ballot for the 2006 All-Star Game to be played in Houston. And Gary Payton, who was a Laker 2 seasons ago, comes into the game for Miami.
Well, Gary Payton has played yeoman work here with Jason Williams out 7 games with tendonitis in his right knee. Gary has stepped in, played over 30 minutes a game, and then also plays the point or the off-guard position. 15 years in the league and one of the best players ever during that time period.
Odom walked.
Odom's got to get in this game, Al. We know for his career, he's 16 points, 10 rebounds. What is he doing this year? 16 points, 9+ rebounds. He's leading the Lakers in assists, but you've got to get him involved. He's a type of a player that can disappear on you. You just must get him involved.
Right now he has no points, but he has 2 assists and 3 rebounds. Warning, missing his first effort of the afternoon. Here comes Odom again. Odom now picked up by Wade. And Bryant is being guarded by Payton, so they give Wade a little respite, and a little left-hander goes in from Lamar.
As soon as he saw that Wade picked him up, Al, he ran that situation so that he would pass out and post up. Wade was on his back. Well, that's a high percentage vote.
Southpaw Odom scores his first 2 of the game with 3:08 to play in the period. O'Neal's going to come back in. Mourning's going to go out. Back to Odom here.
See, just watch him post up. He had Wade. He knew that all he had to do was just make a basic move, shoot up over the top. That's why you love Odom's game. He has an inside presence. He's left-handed. He can handle the ball as well as everyone on this team outside of possibly Kobe Bryant. Then he's a 3-point shooter. When he first came to Miami, he shot a decent percentage from behind the arc.
Wade at the line, and you've got Antoine Walker coming into the game, and we'll check in with Lisa.
Well, guys, just to add what you were saying about Lamar Odom, he says that despite what his critics may say, he's comfortable exactly where he's at in the Lakers offense. For those guys who say he's not providing enough numbers to be Kobe Bryant's wingman, he says, if I needed to score more, Phil Jackson would tell me that. I'm doing just fine.
Lakers are doing pretty fine as well of late. They've won 9 of 11, lead by 2. Timeout Los Angeles.
The best holiday moment with my kids was waking up on Christmas Day and seeing the beautiful smiles on their beautiful faces.
And there is the big Diesel, the big Aristotle. Giving himself a few other nicknames. But at the age of 33 now, 14th season in the league, back from that sprained ankle, that 18-game absence, and back on the floor right now. Sasha Vujacic will come in for the Lakers. He was the #1 pick a couple of years ago, 3-point specialist. Most of his shots, the majority, are taken from behind the arc. Kwame Brown still in the post. Remember, Mim had those 2 fouls early on. Wade at the free throw line, and Wade is now 5 out of 6 from the line and has 5 points in the game. Smush Parker, given name is William. Bryant, the fall away. A beauty, as always.
Now, this is a tough cover for Gary Payton. Gary's giving him a lot of size. Plus, Kobe, it's almost impossible to play him one-on-one because he'll get to his spot, and then he'll give you the head fakes, or he'll just get to the spot and elevate and shoot up over the top of you.
Here's Williams, and Williams, the leading scorer for Miami. He has 9. Bryant, the leading scorer in the game. Kobe has a dozen with 2.5 to play in the period.
Well, right now the Lakers are small with Parker and Sasha in the backcourt, and then Kobe.
Vujacic from Slovenia. To Parker, he got doubled. Here's Bryant from the baseline, missing everything. Brown loses it to Vujacic. Clock is down to 3. A wild one doesn't go, and here comes Wade.
Yeah, he needed an extra bounce. He thought he got fouled on that. Maybe he did, but he's not going to get that call.
Wade from 18 after he lost. Vujacic in the Heat with the lead, 23-22.
A year ago, the Laker transition defense was their Achilles heel. in so many close games. This is what has improved this year. But today, they're going to be challenged in this building.
Vujicic missing from three-point range. Long pass. O'Neal to Wade. There you go. Whoa. What a play.
That was outstanding eye contact and a great pass right on the money. And then the finish was a 10.
Might see that on your late local news in Miami tonight.
There you go.
O'Neal with about an 80-foot pass to Wade, and then Odom with a turnaround that doesn't go with a minute and 19 to play in the period. 6-0 run for the Heat. Williams tries to get into double figures and does. He's fouled by Vujicic.
Okay, Jason can give you the stagger game and then explode. Big thing is, he is excellent in playing bank shots off the glass. And that was just superbly done. He froze the defender and then accelerated.
Jason Williams averaging 14 per and already has 12 now in the first quarter.
Well, Jason's outstanding foul shooter. For us in Memphis during the 2 years that I was there, Jason was over 85%.
9 straight points for the Heat. Bryant can't end that streak, but Brown with the offensive board.
Well, see, they can get that any time. I mean, they can get post Bryant up. Payton is playing behind him. He's not trying to deny the pass. So now it comes down to Kobe. Do I turn and take the fadeaway, which he has done now on 2 occasions? Or do I put the ball on the floor, go to the basket, and just jump over Payton? Will Payton challenge me on the shot? That's a question that Brian has got to answer for himself as we move along here.
Payton's first foul, 5 team fouls. Bryant, sticking his 13th point, has it. You know, you look around with Gary Payton here, and Kobe and Shaq. Karl Malone, of course, is retired. And then when the Lakers had those 4 prospective Hall of Famers 2 years ago, Devin George, almost on cue, comes in, and he was referred to as the 5th Beatle. He was the other guy in that starting lineup. Injured a lot last year, but right now Devin George is no 5th Beatle anymore because he's trying to win a job in the starting lineup again is what he's trying to do.
Well, last year he missed over 70 games with an injury, Al. This year, injured again after a pretty successful exhibition season. They need his athleticism at that position because he's an excellent three-point shooter. He can defend, and it gives you a 3rd guy on the break. Because when you play Cook and Odom, you do not have the 3rd guy out there running with the guards.
Foul is on Bryant. Neither team now with a foul to give, so Dwayne Wade will be going to the free throw line. 2nd personal foul on Bryant. Remember, we were doing a game with the Lakers in the middle of the season 2 years ago, so you know, you've got the 4 guys. You've got O'Neal, and for Phil, he's got O'Neal, and he's got Bryant, and he's got Malone and Payton, and you sit him. So Phil, who's playing the best of all? He goes, you know, it's Devin George. Yeah, okay, Phil, gotcha. Okay. And then he went back to the consulate to take over more diplomatic chores.
Well, in this first quarter, I like the game plans, the offensive game plans of both coaches.
Whoa, and Bryant takes the pass on his way to the hoop from Vujicic.
We have seen some excellent passing in this first quarter. Not only in the open court, but in the half-court offense when defenses are taking things away. Now, you could see it there. Payton was going to overplay Bryant. Bryant immediately moved right to the basket with the eye contact. Pass right on the money.
And fouled. So Kobe go to the free throw line. So Bryant, who had the other night with the 62 points, he had 32 in the first half. He then had 30 in the 3rd quarter. And if you didn't see it, he didn't play at all in the 4th because the Lakers had about a 30-point lead. Jackson asked Brian if he wanted to go back into the game. Brian, in effect, said, Phil, you know best. Phil said it's a 30-point game. Kobe said, you're right, and he never got off the bench.
Well, Kobe also goes to the line out 25 times, makes 22 foul shots. The thing that you like about Kobe's game is he shoots every year over 80% on the line.
Off the Lakers, so Walker. And the Heat get it back. 16 seconds on the shot clock and about a half minute to play in the first quarter. 3-point game, Heat on top. Bryant with 16 points. Williams has 12. Wade also in double figures. He has 10. Underneath, free on the backside is Gary Payton.
Well, everyone's paying attention on the offside to Shaq. They're concerned about him. They're afraid of a quick pass into the post. Defender goes to rotate, opens up Gary Payton by himself.
Shot clock off. Lakers can take it down to the end. Bryant outside, guarded by Payton. Under 10. Kobe trying to get free from outside. Misses what would have been a 3. O'Neal taps it to Payton, and Vujacic takes it back, but too late for a final shot, even though that went in. Good-spirited first quarter here in Miami. After one, the Miami Heat out in front of the Los Angeles Lakers, 31-26. And this presentation of the NBA on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Second quarter, Miami up by 5. Al Michaels, Hubie Brown, Lisa Salters in Miami. Next NBA action on ABC Tuesday and 22. Doubleheader, Nuggets against the world champion Spurs. 76ers against the Timberwolves. You'll be speaking of the Spurs, not to put words in your mouth, but here we are. About a third of the way through the season right now. Best team in the league would be what in your mind?
Detroit, no doubt about it. They're off to a great start with their win today. You're now talking about 22-3. And the main thing is, Al, they go out on the road and they went on the West Coast trip. They're 12-2. Now in the West, you have San Antonio and Dallas, who are tied as the two best teams, one-loss record. Ginobili's out and Muhammad is out for the San Antonio Spurs. They're not functioning on all cylinders yet. But then remember that Dallas has been without Stackhouse, and they've had problems with Van Horn and Daniels. So these two teams continue to roll along out west in spite of major injuries.
And don't forget Phoenix. That's Phoenix playing very well.
Right.
And Stoudemire won't be back for another couple of months. 31-26, Miami on top as we start the second quarter. Wade, who had 10 in the first. Feed Shaq. Shaq working on Kwame Brown. Nim hasn't been in the game since a couple of minutes into it with the 2 fouls. And Vujacic comes back with it for the Lakers.
With the defense out right now on Shaq, I tell you, he's having a tough time getting into the painted area. They're putting bodies on him and forcing Shaq to get bad angles on his release.
Walton luckily gets it back, and Bill's son Luke doesn't get that one to drop, and in the lead pass to Dwayne Wade.
You have to talk to your guards, okay? There's no way that can happen when you have 2 small guards out there. Your first job when that shot goes up is to get back in transition defense. That's 2 breakaways. In a game like this of this importance, that's unheard of.
7-point lead for the Miami Heat. Bryant gets his first rest of the game. Kobe with 16. He had 15 in that first quarter the other night against Dallas. At the 24-second expiration, Brown gets the shot away, but too late. And let's go back to the fast break.
I like what we're seeing because Miami is, as soon as they get that rebound or the steal, they're looking up the floor. And you love it. Teams can be fast-breaking teams if they'll pass the ball ahead and not worry about who gets the shots. Get the ball out and up and make the defense commit itself.
Dwayne Wade, 3rd year in the league. His jersey leading all sales of any individual. Exciting player. Antoine Walker has it. Wade comes around Walker and shoots over Devin George.
1 year ago, Al, Dwayne Wade struggled with his game out in Los Angeles at Christmas time. Kobe had 42 and was on fire. But Miami comes out of there with a 2-point win in overtime. But today, he is running hard, filling the lane. He's looking for every easy mark that he can get.
Walton misses, and he's coming off a night when he took the blame for Vince Carter's performance the other night. Carter had 51 points in this building in that Jersey win. And Kwame Brown, can he save it? Yes, he can. Kind of overlooked the other night is the fact that Vince Carter in that 4th quarter set an NBA record for most free throws in any quarter, 16. He didn't miss any of his 16 attempts.
Well, Vince Carter is a highlight film by himself, and especially when he's on fire. And the fact that he did it on the road in this building against a pretty good defensive team, Miami. he was on fire. Al, in this league, when you're talking about the top scorers, no one guy is stopping one guy. It has to be team defense, traps, rotating, forcing the guy, taking away his catches. Now you can see it right there. You know, you're seeing some pretty impressive numbers.
Nice foul on Walker. Odom at the free throw line. For Lamar Odom now, he has 3 points in the game. Wade's going to get his first rest. Jason Capono will come into the game. Loves to shoot threes. In fact, has the highest percentage for three-point shooters in the league as we come to Christmas Day. Odom makes both. Lakers shave it to 7.
See, well, Miami, Eddie Jones, Damon Jones, dueling. They lost 3 key guys on that perimeter from a year ago. So now, by picking up Capono, it gives them another piece, another guy off the bench who's your 8th or 9th man in your rotation who can make threes, spotting up off of Shaq and Wade.
George can't make that three after the Vujicic steal.
Oh, look out, look out.
Now Walker's going to run the floor. They'll bring it back out. Payton will reset. Underneath, Posey gets free. It's blocked underneath, but he saves it. From way outside. Walker doesn't go. Underneath, they get it again, and this time Shaq cleans up.
The Miami mindset today, Al. They're on all cylinders. They're looking down the floor. And I tell you, the Lakers better wake up in this transition game. The only way to stop it is get back or get on the offensive glass.
Kwame Brown he thought about a behind the back pass and comes up short here.
Oh, look at this.
Shaq running the floor. Well, not quite running the floor, but as close to running the floor as he'll ever get.
I think the disturbing factor today is as we're moving along, anytime any player is putting it down on the right side of the floor for Miami, they are getting to the rim, Al, without any kind of congestion. At the early part, we saw the rotations by the Lakers. They were looking good, but this is a 48-minute game. You got to keep it going.
And Miami has 39 points in the first 16 minutes of the game. As Luke Walton is called for the travel. So traveling against the Lakers. Timeout is called here. We'll probably see Bryant coming back into the game. Kobe's been on the bench since the quarter began. 39-28 Miami. On this Christmas Day, Miami leading the Lakers by 11, 8:17 to go in the half. And let's go to Lisa Salters.
Well, Al, Shaquille O'Neal's mother is with us here today. Merry Christmas to you, Mrs. O'Neal. Let me know, what did the big fella get you for Christmas this year?
Well, I'm not hard to please. I didn't ask for anything special, but I got some gift certificates, and I was just happy to be with him. So that was my Christmas present.
And what do you get a guy like Shaquille O'Neal who has everything?
I usually buy him something that he wouldn't buy for himself. I'm not going to say what I got him because he hasn't opened his Christmas gift yet, but that's what I usually do.
I saw you giggling a couple of minutes ago when he was bringing the ball up court. Why were you laughing?
Because I like it when he tries to be a point guard.
Does he really think that he can be a point guard?
He can be. He shows us that he can be, yes.
You think so?
I know so.
I think that's just a mother's love.
No, I know so.
Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm dying to find out what that gift is. Shaq has 2 assists in the game. And an early whistle here as play resumes. Shaquille is on the bench again. O'Neal with 8 points in 14 minutes. And it's, they're the 2 big guys on the bench right now. Big guys in terms of the importance to this Heat team, Wade and O'Neal, which means you've got Gary Payton, Alonzo Mourning in the game, Posey still in there, Capono, and then underneath on the right side, as you say, you'll be another free pass.
That's at least, Al, at least 5 layups, as long as the player keeps his dribble and he penetrates below the foul line area. Just keep going and force them to get that offside rotation. It's been lacking for about the last 6 or 7 minutes.
Lakers 0 for 4 in the quarter. Foul on Miami here. Foul is on Payton. For the Heat, though, and they're in a position, that's 3, by the way, on Gary Payton, and that's going to compel Riley to go to the bench and bring Williams back into the game. The other night in the Jersey game, at roughly the same point in the game, Miami had a 15-point lead, and things looked pretty comfortable. And the next thing you know, Mr. Carter took over. 6 points and 3 fouls for Payton. Here's Kobe, fall away, and just like it was in the first quarter, and Bryant has now scored a total of 18 points. He had 15 in the first period the other night in that 62-point effort against the Mavericks. Right now on the floor, Williams is the only guy who has scored, and Antoine Walker would have here, but you've got an offensive foul.
Now, we've had a lot of spin moves here today. Everyone is using it. Now, just keep an eye. This is a tough shot right there. Now, Kobe thought that he was hit on the leg. Now, remember, Reggie Miller was one of the greatest of all time at doing that, kicking the leg out, looking for the thing. Now, he gave the evil eye to the trail official. He wanted a call. No way are they going to give you that call.
Call goes against the Lakers here. Devin George, the offensive foul, first on him. Miami is up by 11. 7:10 to go, opening half. Antoine Walker now in the role as a 6th man. Walker has started almost his entire career, most of it spent with the Boston Celtics, and now has to get used to this different role.
From a strategy standpoint, Al, the Lakers cannot handle the high pick and roll. And as soon as the guy comes off of the screen, he's just rolling right down the lane. And then since they have everyone above the foul line, they're eliminating any type of defensive rotation. Now, they've got to figure this out at halftime of what they want to do on these, they call it horns. There are 2 screens to either side of the top of the circle, and the guy with the ball is just coming off of it and making good things happen by attacking the rim.
Last foul on Devin George. He goes to the bench. He has 2. Lamar Odom comes back into the game for LA. Walker working on Odom. Moves his feet. Travel.
See, they're not going to let you cheat dragging the foot. The ball must before you lift that pivot foot, even when you do the reverse move. And right now they've caught him on 2 occasions.
Bryant with 18, Odom 4, Parker 2. We'll put up a box score from the other night in case you didn't see it. Partial box in the Dallas game, and what it looked like is Mim, who's back in the game for the first time since early in the game, drops down a basket here to make it 43-32, his first points of the afternoon.
Yeah, they need Mim and Odom to get going here to take the pressure off of Kobe. 2 ways you come back. Either Miami has got to hit a cold spell, or you are going to improve your defense.
Parker tried to save it, but couldn't. Miami will get it. With a timeout here with 5:58 remaining in the opening half. In South Florida, the Miami Heat 43, the Los Angeles Lakers 32.
This special holiday presentation of the NBA on ABC Sports brought to you by GMC Trucks and SUVs. We are professional grade. And Sirius Satellite Radio. It's more than just radio. It's Sirius Satellite Radio.
Miami, Florida, American Airlines Arena. Miami on top by a score of 43-32. Dwayne Wade 14 points. A-Rod is here, and so is Dan Marino. Dan was working yesterday in the CBS studio, looking on. Go back to Tuesday night. We talked about Kobe Bryant, that magnificent performance against the Dallas Mavericks at Staples Center. And some of the highlights right here. And then he was just ridiculous in the third quarter, as Stuart Scott would say. 30 points in the period. And look at that. That's the way they wound up. Bryant 62 and everybody else in single figures. A box score you don't see very often. Williams missing here as the Lakers try to shave the lead to single digits. Bryant 18 thus far this afternoon. Odom underneath Walton. Got too far under. Walker contested it. Haslam back in. That's him underneath the basket. Getting it back outside. Walker working on Walton. Tries to back him down. 7 on the shot clock outside. Posey.
The ball is not standing still. That's what you like. Miami is moving the basketball. They're forcing the Lakers to move defensively. Something good is always happening. Posey, we know, will shoot a high percentage in the threes.
And then gets fouled.
The Laker end right now. Shots are getting difficult. Outside of Kobe Bryant, the rest of the people are all struggling for a high percentage shot. Then the fact that Miami is doing a nice job with their big people on the drive. Anytime that the Lakers are going to the basket, except for Bryant, they can contest the shots and get a piece of it or force them into a low percentage shot.
Morning out, O'Neal comes back in. He's Kobe playing the role of a coach on the floor with Parker. As Smush has come over in his first year as a Laker, played at Fordham, and with Cleveland and Detroit and Phoenix briefly. National Basketball Developmental League in Europe, and now he's finding a role here as Shaquille O'Neal tries to work on Mim and shoots over him and doesn't get it. Walton is there to clear it.
Well, the touch is definitely not there. Now remember, he missed 18 games, so it's going to take him a while to get his legs back in shape and then also to find the touch.
O'Neal came out to work on Bryant, and Bryant's wild hook from the lane misses. Now you've got Posey open again, in and out. A little more than 4 to play in the half, and we got a blocking foul here. That'll be on Dwayne Wade, and on Dwayne Wade right now, that'll be number 2.
Not a very popular call.
No.
Now right there, now it depends upon your angle. Now Ron Elysiak was right there. Now this angle of that camera shot, you would have called that an offensive foul. The defensive guy was there. They say, well, he's still moving. Yeah, but that's all right. You have no area, no path to the basket. You can't just drop your shoulder and go into the mid from that camera angle.
Elysiak seeing it from ground level. As Bryant whips a pass into Odom, too hard off the glass, and you got a foul underneath, and it'll be Mim. So Mim, again, prone to foul trouble, hasn't played that many minutes. He's only played 6 minutes, and he has 3 fouls.
That's right. Now you make up your mind. Do you take him out? Yes, they're bringing Kwame Brown right away. Sometimes guys will say, you know what? Let him stay out there. Let him work through this, even if he picks up his 4th. We're splitting the center position anyway.
So Mim's going to come out. You're going to get Brown coming back in, and Von Wafer, a rookie out of Florida State, a 20-year-old 6'5" Wafer comes into the game. Parker pressuring Williams. 4 minutes to play in the first half. O'Neal working on Kwame Brown. Didn't quite take him to school as it comes out, and here comes Lamar Odom. 3, Wafer missing. Brown for the tip. That doesn't go, and Haslam clears it.
Oh, look out.
Then all the way down the floor to Posey for the basket. And a foul.
When you're a coach at any level, high school, college, NBA, you're on your guards at the next timeout. Come on, where's our floor balance? Floor balance number 1. When that shot goes up, you're not on the offensive boards. You have got to get back in our transition defense. You're our first line of the defense back there. Now, we have seen very few offensive rebounds. We told everybody at the beginning that these are 2 of the better defensive rebounding teams. So we're not seeing second shot attempts. Well, if you're not getting second shot attempts, the ball is being kicked out, and the break is going to be coming right down your throat.
Foul was on Wafer. 3-point play completed by Posey. Posey now has 6 points. Wade 14, Williams 12, the leading scorers. Bryant, the only Laker in double figures with 18. Lakers digging a first half hole. Wade from the corner. That won't go. 3.5 to play.
Nice pass.
Underneath, Williams was too deep, but gets it outside. Haslam can't get it to drop. Brown with the rebound.
People will run with you on the break if they know that you will give up the ball.
Parker passes the three, then a runner from the lane, and is able to draw the foul.
Now that was close. And we all know the toughest call in basketball is the charge block. But right there, that was a nice move by Parker. Now remember, we told you Parker's averaging right at 12 points a game. Now you can see right there that they're definitely way above the defensive circle, so there was no question about that. The question was, did he undercut a little bit? Now definitely he was not trying to hurt anyone. He was just trying to get to the position.
Foul on Posey is third. Smush Parker, we talked about his background a little bit and where he came from. New York street kid who went to Fordham. Then now has a chance with the Lakers. Very confident. Look at his hobbies, and favorite actors and such. And his real name is Williams. So I said, what do you check yourself into at a hotel? What do you check in as? He says, by my government name. I'd never heard that before. By my government name, William Parker. And Smush makes it a 12-point game. But it's great. I mean, when your name is Smush, you know that everybody's going to pay attention to you.
Al, when this half ends, Lamar Odom has going to have played over 27 minutes. He's only got 4 shot attempts. They got to get the guy involved.
And Wade missed the dunk. This is underneath again. And that's been the story a lot with the Lakers this year. One of the surrounding issues has been, should Odom be shooting more? As Kobe Bryant gets fouled by Capono. That has been the ongoing story in L.A. Phil finds something to smile about with 2:42 to play in the opening half. Heat by a dozen.
Dwayne Wade and Miami lead by 12 at the half. Ahmad Rashad with Wade on the making of a star.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to be sexy. You know, I just know how to look into the camera.
What did you do? The sexy thing.
You know, I got the eyebrow raise. You know, I licked my lips a couple times.
The making of a star at halftime. T-Mobile halftime report. 6-time NBA champ Scottie Pippen alongside. We're watching Miami lead the Lakers by 12. What do you notice out of this Lakers offense that you were so familiar with?
Well, I think they're struggling really with their transition points. I don't think that they can get any easy baskets against this Miami team. And this is an area where I see that the Lakers have really struggled all season. Lamar Odom has to be able to create some easy opportunity for this team.
We'll watch for that in the second half and the last 3 minutes of the first half. Back to Alan Hubie, guys.
All right, thank you, guys. 12-point game. Check in with Lisa.
Well, Al, Kobe Bryant got a Christmas gift of sorts from Nike. His new shoe, the Air Zoom, came out today. This is it, size 14. For folks who thought that Kobe Bryant would never be a pitchman again, they were wrong. This is his first big item, his first big endorsement deal that he has gotten since his legal troubles of a year or so ago. The Kobe Air Zoom. You can get them today.
Now, when are they going to start marketing the compression tights? That's what I want to know. Kobe wearing those all year. I don't know. What do you think? What do those do for you, Yubi?
Well, all I know is that he has 18. He's 6 for 8 on the line, and he's doing a pretty good job.
Yes, maybe they should all wear compression tights. I'm going to go to sleep in them tonight.
That's right.
You know, the one thing, they prevent varicose veins, is what I'd have to assume, right? So we should start thinking about it. But the way Bryant is going this year, no matter what he's wearing, he's got the right stuff on. I was talking to a lot of the folks around the Lakers saying he's playing as well now as he ever has. That, of course, coming off the sensational performance the other night against Dallas. Here goes Williams to the basket. That doesn't go. Brown gets the rebound. 10-point game. Lakers try to shave it to single digits. Bryant missing from outside, but the tap back by Odom.
Now that is the second shot attempt basket by the Lakers. The reason why we bring that out, they're shooting 37% from the floor in this half. There have been a ton of missed shots. They've got to work a little bit harder on the offensive board.
Shaq goes to the basket, and that's offensive. Well, this has to be very mindful of Friday night for the Heat. They had that big lead. Nets came on at the end. Shaq with the elbow right here, and the Lakers trying to shave it.
Yes, that was an easy call. You could see that the elbow caught Kwame Brown right on the jaw. Now, I got to give credit to Kwame Brown. I've been watching him. He is putting a lot of strength in the lower back with that forearm on Shaq. And you know, I'm not saying he's stopping him, because we know that Shaq is nowhere near Shaq's physical ability. But we realize that he is keeping the angles, so he's giving him bad angles on the release of the hook or the jump shot.
Well, that was Wade's foul. That's 3 on Wade. So he's going to sit down, most likely for the rest of the half. Miami led by 14. The lead is now 8. Going to 7 with that first of 2 free throws by Bryant. The other night, the lead got down to 5 at the end against the Nets as they let him back into the game.
Now you look at Kobe and you say the guy's really working, and whether you like his game or not, the thing is he's shooting his 10th foul shot in his first half. Now when you are as active as he is, plus you are getting knocked around here, you're getting fouled, you're taking a lot of hits, you got to keep that energy level up here.
Bryant has taken 13 of the Lakers' 36 field goal attempts. He has 22 points, or more than half the Laker total. It's deflected out of bounds with 14 on the 24.
In the first half, I think Miami's doing an excellent job in getting the ball into Shaq. If he's not ready, he kicks it out. They get the ball, they go right back into him as he reposts. Now, right now, he's not as nimble and as quick as they want him to be. Pat Riley telling us earlier that they're working on agility drills with him, good footwork and so forth. Get the legs back in shape, because you can't miss 18 games. 18 games, that is a ton.
So we go in to see Phil Jackson before the game. He's got some basketball material there, but he also, you notice he was doing a crossword puzzle. So I went to the New York Times Magazine section. I recognized where it came from. He's doing a crossword puzzle, the title of which is A Little Laughter.
Okay.
It's Christmas, right?
Now, I thought Phil was right on top of everything. He realizes his team is playing well on this long extended road trip. They are now 9-5 on the road away from home. That is big. They still have one more game in Washington before the trip is over. And once they get home, they'll be home for a while. So you have to like it. But you want to get it going here in the second half so that you go into Washington, because you know Washington will play upbeat basketball in this next encounter.
Jackson sitting high in his chair. He's built up there because of back issues through the decades for Phil. Now you've got Devin George. Comes inside the arc and from the lane. Can't get that to drop. But Lamar Odom out positions O'Neal, and then they send it back to Bryant, who misses. George fights for the rebound but goes over the top on a loose ball foul.
Whenever you're in a game where you're struggling with your shot and you fast break, you don't stop and take threes. You had a 4-on-2 situation there. Instead of running that lane hard, George pulls up for a 3 that he doesn't even get. All he had to do was continue. He would have taken a pass, lay up, come back by 2s. Stop looking for the big 3, the low percentage shot.
Neither team with a foul to give. There was Odom. He got position on Shaq and paid a little bit of a price for it as well. Lamar saying, well, wait a second. I mean, if that's not a foul.
But see, you like to see that. When a player has a complaint, all the player is asking for is give me a reason. Give me a definition of what just happened there. I thought I was fouled. So Jess Kersey has got to take a stand. Look, the reason why we did not call it is because of this and that. Well, that's good rapport between the referee and the player.
Walker, meanwhile, misses both ends here. And the Lakers have it with a little over a minute to play in the first half. Miami led by as much as 14. And then underneath, Kobe Bryant comes in from the other side, takes the pass, and scores, and will go to the free throw line.
A well-designed play. That was absolutely beautiful. Anytime that you run, now look at that back screen. See, they know athletically that Kobe, if he gets that step, the pass will be made. And as soon as he cleared up at that foul line area, the pass was on its way.
Beautiful. Devin George, and that's a pass that would be appreciated by Dan Marino, who we saw in the stands here before, right on the money. Kobe can't get it to drop, though, on the three-point try, and it's 24 points for Kobe, what would have been a three-point play. Bryant is 10 out of 13 from the foul line today. And Walker gets fouled here by Devin George.
About 7 minutes ago, you and I were talking, and you came up with a good point. How do they come back? And we said you either come back by playing better defense or that Miami becomes a cold shooting team. And we have just seen that, and all of a sudden the Lakers are back.
Lakers on a 10-0 run. Walker goes to the line again. He just missed the last two. And Antoine drops the first. Don't forget the bowl season approaching, and ABC has the blockbusters. Fiesta Bowl is Ohio State against Notre Dame on Jan 2. Also the Sugar Bowl, Georgia against West Virginia. Next night, Penn State, Florida State, Paterno and Bowden, and then the beauty coming up, the Rose Bowl game, of course, which is Texas against USC on Jan 4.
Nice.
Load the ball away, and he gets fouled. Foul is on Udonis Haslem.
This guy can do that to any defensive forward that Miami has. Anytime you run that clear out, that's the first clear out that he's had. Because he can take you into the painted area, he can take you on the baseline, he can finish, he has the baby hook game. But you've got to get him involved in areas where he can operate.
Three-point play and a three-point game. So very similar to the way it ended for the Heat on Friday night with New Jersey, watching a big lead go down to just a few points. Williams all the way in. That won't drop. But Haslem is there for the rebound. Tough on the glass. Shot clock is off. Walker outside, guarded by George. Devin with 4 fouls on him. Now Capono from inside the arc, and he'll drop it. The three-point specialist settles for 2. 5-point game.
Come on, you have time here. You're going to get a good shot.
Bryant, a runner, doesn't go. So Kobe will wind up with 24. Lakers led early. Miami got hot, though, toward the end of the first period, led by as many as 14. And the lead right now at the half is 5. Miami on top by a score of 53-48. And let's go to Lisa.
Dwayne, a 14-point lead, now down to 5, similar to what happened the other night against the Nets. How do you keep it from being a similar ending?
No, just come out and keep playing. You know, they got back in the game by standing at the free throw line, so we just got to come out and keep being aggressive. We ain't worried about that.
Pat Riley has been saying since he got back, push the ball up the court. You guys have been able to catch the Lakers sleeping a couple times. How did Shaq know that you were going long that on the pass that ended up in the dunk?
You know, that's us playing together for 2 years. You know, we getting to know each other. You know, he know me. He know when he get the rebound, I'm going out. So, you know, it was a good play, and we need more things like that this half.
All right, good luck second half.
Thank you.
All right, Lisa, halftime score is 53-48. Miami on top. T-Mobile halftime report. Dwayne Wade highlights the Spurs Pistons, which was the opener today. First half analysis coming up in the studio when we send it back to New York. Bryant with 24. Leading the Lakers, Odom has 9. Wade with 14. And Williams with 12 leading scorers for the Miami Heat. Halftime 53-48. Christmas Day here on ABC. And back we come to American Airlines Arena in Miami. Heat on top 53-48, led by as many as 14 at one point. Now down to 5. So what's the most important thing now for Phil Jackson and Pat Riley? What do they have to get their clubs to do differently in the second half?
Well, the Lakers are shooting 39%. The bench is only 1 for 12. They need help. All right, now they're 0 for 7 in threes. If they clean that up, they could steal a game here. At the other end of the floor, come on, Miami is doing a dynamite job getting out on the fast break. The long passes have led to 3 easy baskets, and by putting the ball right on the money, Dwayne Wade exploding, and then also Jason Williams off the dribble. And then in the half-court offense, they've been absolutely sensational, keeping their dribble, getting to the basket, winning the battle of the paint, 28-14. That's a big advantage, Al.
Very much so. First half statistics as we take a look at them. There's Shaq getting some liquid refreshment prior to coming out onto the floor. You'll be talking about the 39% field goal average. Lakers good from the free throw line. They've been there more than the Heat, but 0 for 7 from beyond the arc. And the Heat out on the break with 12 points. Let's go to Lisa Salters.
Well, Al, Lakers coach, assistant coach Kurt Rambis absolutely agrees with Hubie. He said that the Lakers bench has got to step up. 1 for 12. He says we need help from Sasha. We need help from Devin George. And another thing, the defense has got to tighten up. The Lakers defense fell asleep a couple times, allowed the Heat to get some easy ones. He said it was no one person's responsibility. Everyone's just got to tighten up.
And we'll see what happens now in the second half. A half following a first 24 minutes of play in which Shaq had 8 points, Kobe had 24. Shaquille has not been to the free throw line. You'll be a little trivia for you. Christmas Day, a tradition in the NBA, a lot of games through the years. Most points ever scored in a Christmas Day game, 60. Bernard King.
Hey.
Knicks.
One of my favorites.
1984. You're the coach.
That's right.
How did you lose the game?
Oh,
you lost.
Right. Well, poor coaching. Poor coaching down the stretch. All right. It was an overtime game. We lost by 6. But how about Bernard King? I mean, was he on fire? Bernard King led the league in scoring. And then also, oh, how about this?
You see, our guys went deep into the archives. There it was.
Well, the beautiful thing about Bernard, he could score facing in the post, one of the greatest post-up players we had of all time, but more important, shooting a high percentage, and especially at playoff time. Now, you just love it. Unfortunately for him, he was leading the league the next year in scoring. It would have been back-to-back for him, but with 25 games to go, an ACL put him right out of commission. And just an incredibly talented player.
So he was the player of the game, but you weren't the coach of the game.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely.
All right, we're ready to start the second half. Lakers leave after the game and go to Washington, and they'll meet the Wizards there tomorrow night, and they'd head home. And the Miami Heat in the middle of a 3-game stay at home here, actually a 4-game stay at home, meet Milwaukee on Tuesday. Heat inbounding to start the third period.
Now, this has been a great matchup all day today with Kobe and Wade. They're both in one another's faces. They're using their best moves, but I really like their quickness today, Al. Both guys are exploding.
And Kobe gets the foul called on him. That's his third. Wade also has 3.
Oh, good steal.
Cook steals it. Trying to outrun Posey, and then Posey is able to flick it away from behind.
That's what I love about James Posey. He does the intangible things. Long arms, never gives up on a play defensively. See, Cook right now thinks it's an easy score. Watch Posey run him down and come with the clean deflection.
Bryant separates from Wade. Mim is there. Mim got position on O'Neal, has to whip it out to Kobe again.
That's right.
Has that block.
Yep.
Got it back. They get Mim from the outside. Cook does the dirty work underneath and gets fouled by Haslam.
No, Miami, a little bit of sleep here. They come out of here at the second half lackadaisical. And you can see the Lakers right now, 2 offensive rebounds. That gives them 9 for the game. I want to bring up a point on a guy in the first half, Al. Kwame Brown did a terrific job in the short time period. Played 17 minutes against Shaq. He had 7 boards. He had 4 on the offensive glass. Did a very nice defensive job.
And he's a guy who could make such a difference with this team. They got him from Washington. Remember, he walked out on the team during the playoffs last year. They sent Caron Butler and Chucky Atkins there. If Brown can mature and develop as a Laker,
Well, you hit it right on the head. Maturity has a lot to do. And then also, hey, you have a new team and also different teammates and a primetime legendary coach. Let's see you now take your game to the next level.
So on the other end of the floor, Posey committed his 4th foul. Here the Lakers will get it and try to cut it to 1 or even tie the game if they can hit their what would be their first 3. Buck's going to work inside, and Bryant is going to wind up being the recipient of the foul.
Now the reason why that happened is Wade got popped by Bryant coming across. You're going to see it right there. See, and there was no call. So Wade was really hot, and that was the retaliation, no doubt about it. But Kobe got him first.
And that's the 4th, and they're going to call this a flagrant foul.
Yeah.
And that's 4 fouls on Wade. So you've got Wade in big foul trouble now with 23 minutes and 5 seconds to play in the game.
Now Wade is hot, Pat Riley's hot, but the call is a good call, but they did not see the first foul.
And Bryant is short from the line.
Well, keep an eye on that left elbow. Watch it right there. Caught him right on the jaw. So he is not going to let that happen. See, now the situation is, you know, you have 3 fouls. That gives you 4 fouls, and this is a close game.
Bryant with the 2nd now from the line. Kobe is 10 out of 14. Now 11 out of 15 from the stripe. That cuts it to 2. And the Lakers will inbound the ball with 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Lakers not playing at the top of their game. The chemistry is not there. They're just working. They're working, and if they will just pay attention here and someone else help Bryant in scoring, then you know they could steal a game.
Right, they haven't had that explosive run. They started out pretty hot, and then Miami got real hot. Lakers chipped away, and Jackson's team is now down by a deuce. Gary Payton will check in. Wade has to come out of the game because he has 4 fouls.
Now he's upset. He's upset with the lack of call because he thought it was right out in the open.
It's been a lost weekend because Wade was doing a lot of complaining the other night in the New Jersey game. Odom feeds Mim, and the game is tied at 53.
Now that was a great pass. That was a beautiful pass by a man who can put the ball right in your hands. Just clear a path.
And that's the thing, if you don't see Odom a lot, that people really don't know about him, as O'Neal gets fouled by Mim, because they think of Odom, he's a big guy, he should be a scorer, and yet here's a guy, as you say, who can do what he just did right there like few others in the league.
It's always been part of his game, high school, college, and when he came in, come on, it's always been 16 and 10, but the big thing is the assist. He can make the pass. He'll always give it up if you have a higher percentage shot than himself.
Now, meanwhile, you've got another technical foul here.
Yeah, this
is the Heat. That's going to be on Gary Payton. So Miami starts to unravel here a little bit. You had Wade with the retaliation. He comes out the flagrant foul. Payton with the technical. The Lakers have erased the deficit and can take a lead for the first time since early in the game. And they do. Gary's very good at looking one way, but, you know, but the audio goes the other. I mean,
right.
He's always been terrific at that.
Well, you know, there are a few magical words that get you an automatic T, okay?
Yes, there are. Unless you have a completely directional voice or microphone. So Wade is on the bench. O'Neal is at the free throw line. Lakers led 22-21. That's the last lead. And for Shaq, first time he's been to the line. And he makes the second. Tied at 54. Odom is the stop. Smush for 3. Not close.
Lakers struggling behind the three-point arc. 0 for 8 now. 0 for 8. Had good looks.
Payton missing. Shaq is there for the offensive rebound. And did they call it on Parker or Cook? Both put their fingers up on Smush Parker.
You cannot allow Shaq to get a dunk in this situation, especially you can see right now he's definitely out of condition. He's not quick. You can see that he does not have the second jump after he makes his first move. Foul him, force him to go to the line and make the foul shot. This year, he's only shooting 48%.
Most free throw attempts per game. You can see the Big Dipper with 11 and change, Shaq 10.5, and Bob Pettit.
One of the all-time greats, one of the top 50 players of all time. Power forward 10 straight years. First team All-NBA with the old St. Louis Hawks.
55-54. Here's Bryant. And Kobe on a turnaround.
Well, you know what he said, I heard you make mention that I do 2 fadeaway jumpers. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to make it even more difficult.
Jason Williams missing here, and now Bryant with a rebound. Lakers have the look of a team trying to go on a run here. Brian Cook in and out, but Mim gets the rebound, controlling the offensive glass, and then he walks with it.
It would be great if Mim could get it going now. The athleticism, the long arms. Now keep an eye. Now just watch this fadeaway. Watch the angle. Yeah, just look at it. He makes it look so easy. Al, he was about 5 feet off of the lane, all right, when he made that turn to shoot that fadeaway.
He's one of those guys, he just makes the difficult thing look so easy.
That's right.
You don't appreciate it to the extent you should. Williams is left alone for 3 and misses that one. And out of bounds, it will go to Los Angeles with 9:15 to play in the third period. Let's check in with Lisa.
Al, that last free throw by Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant yelled at Chris Mim, get that ball and get it out. You get the sense that he can sense that the Heat might be on the ropes right now. He's looking to do some damage.
Yeah, you could see that in his eyes, not just there, and that little smile, but you could tell he was smelling a little blood.
Yeah, anytime there's a miss, he's in front of our table looking for that outlet. And but if you are not conscious of the break, then you're blowing easy opportunities.
Cook, and he drops that one. The Lakers are on a 10-2 run to start the third period.
Well, and he started the game. He made a quick 2, and it's got to be a little bit more consistent. Take the pressure off of Bryant.
Williams with a runner that would have counted. The foul is on Kwame Brown.
Jason Williams has taken Smush Parker right out of this game. In the first half by blowing by him in the open floor and then taking him off the dribble in the half-court sets. So Smush Parker has not been able to really find any type of a rhythm in this game, Al.
Right, that foul was on Smush, not on Brown. Williams at the line. Some of the games coming up. NBA TV, Bulls, Cavs, that's tomorrow. Nuggets, Warriors to follow. TNT will have that action for you on Thursday. ESPN and ESPN2, those games coming up, including Heat Suns next Friday.
With Peyton on Bryant, he's going into the post every single time down. Now, the referees have been very consistent on the spin move. If you drag that pivot foot, all right, or you pick it up before the ball goes down on any type of a move, automatic turnover.
So thus the travel on Bryant with 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Walker, and he's trying to get it to O'Neal, and Shaq was about 8 feet away from it.
That's what I mean. Kwame Brown grabbed Shaq by the arm. And now that's what I said. Very quietly, this young guy is playing a very solid defensive game on Shaq.
Kobe. Softly. And that's 30 points for Kobe Bryant. Exactly half the Laker total.
We only have 20 more minutes to go.
Yeah. He's second in the league right now to Iverson in scoring, trailing Allen by about a point per game.
Now Haslam, a guy who gets you 9-10 points a game, very quiet. That's his first score today.
And Cook gets fouled before he starts his drive to the hoop. Udonis Haslam, his second personal foul. Pat Riley coming back to coaching. And you go back to a couple of years ago. Remember, he was going to coach the team, and then he stepped away on the eve of the season. and turned it over to Stan Van Gundy.
That's right. See, he's upset with the lack of physical contact being allowed to the defense.
And there's Odom going to the basket, but it won't count. Offensive foul on Lamar Odom. That'll be his second.
Very, very astute rotation. Watch Haslam come from the left to the right on your screen. There he is. Outside the defensive marker, right on the rotation, takes the contact right in his chest.
Jason Williams, again, part of that 5-team, 13-player deal. Was it Memphis? Haslam. And Bryant will take the rebound away from O'Neal. Then to Brown, to Odom, and back to Brown. Great ball movement. Can they cash in? Kobe will drive, and with contact by Shaquille O'Neal, the foul will be on Shaq.
That was pretty passing, but you always tell your players, Al, be ready to shoot the ball when you make the catch. And right there, the Lakers passed up 2 wide-open shots to make an extra pass. Now, fortunately for them, it ended up by Shaq picking up a foul.
3 fouls on Shaquille O'Neal. Bryant and O'Neal came out.
Now, Shaq did a good job there.
Now Kobe will launch anyway and miss a 3. Saved by Odom, and Parker has it.
Yeah, reset here. Reset. You have plenty of time.
Cooked. Long 2. He was inside the line. Long 2.
You cannot look at him. He is a dangerous guy. And you know, force him to put the ball on the floor. Most of his shots are standstill jump shots.
And Parker comes in for the steal. So Brown was doing the job on O'Neal. Parker from the front end to steal it, and then Odom throws it out of bounds.
Now, that you rarely will see that in his defense. They had a 3-on-2. But see, he kept his dribble. If he would have given it up to Parker up on the right side, the defender would have had to commit. Probably would have gotten it back.
Timeout Miami, 6:22 remaining in the period. The Los Angeles Lakers lead the Heat by 3 on ABC.
This special holiday presentation of the NBA on ABC Sports brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. And Goodyear's Triple Tread technology for peace of mind in any weather.
Christmas here in South Florida. 62-59. Pat Riley with the Lakers. He was a player, and then he was Chick Hearn's partner in the late 70s, and went downstairs to become an assistant coach and then a head coach through the 80s, where he won 4 titles. Then to television, back to New York as the head coach with the Knicks. Now with the Heat since '95, when Mickey Arison brought him in. President, head coach. He's been the architect, and now with 1,114 wins and those 4 titles, back again facing another man who has 9 titles and 847 wins.
The key to be a legendary coach is that when you get the talent, that you stretch the potential and you maximize it and you get the result. Both of the fellows here tonight, Jackson and Riley, have maximized their teams. And that's why one dominated the 80s and the other dominated the 90s.
Pat had the great Showtime teams, and for Phil in Chicago, Michael Jordan, and then Kobe and Shaq in Los Angeles. And don't forget Scottie Pippen, our new colleague. I didn't forget you, Scotty. Here's Brian Cook, long 2.
He's doing it now. Now he's 5 for 7 now. 3 baskets this half, and once again that 18-foot range. Anytime that we played against Cook, we always try to get him to put the ball on the floor. All right, that is not his game. His game is standstill jump shot.
O'Neal.
Once again, Kwame Brown did not allow Shaq to bully him and get into the painted area.
Near steal, and it is stolen. Payton comes away, 2-on-1, feeds Williams, and Odom comes out of nowhere to block it.
Odom was upset with himself.
Spot up 3 for Walker, in and out. Shaq with a tap, doesn't go.
I like the hustle here. The Lakers can smell it. You can see that. Oh, bad move.
Reach in Parker.
That's okay down the park, not in this league. You reach like that, the guy is gone. Now just keep an eye. Watch to the right as Odom. See, he called the defender to take the ball. That was beautiful. Now he was upset. He made a bad move, loses the basketball, but then did not give up on it. Very quietly, Odom has 11 rebounds in this game.
To go with 9 points. Meanwhile, Parker has just picked up his 4th foul. And they're going to get Sasha Vujacic up off the bench. Vujacic comes in with 4:54 to play in the 3rd quarter. The glove.
Right now, with 3 guys on the injured list, Medvedenko, McKee, and Prophet, a staggering stat. The Lakers are the 2nd youngest team to Atlanta in the league with the 12 guys that are on their bench.
And there's Kobe Bryant. You forget Kobe is still a pretty young guy himself at 27, since it's already his 10th year in the league. Meanwhile, the Lakers doing this. You saw Wade on the bench. He had to go out early in the period with a 4th foul and a 3-second call here.
I tell you, I can't say enough about Kwame Brown. He forced that.
Bryant's last shot, 32 for number 8. LA by 5. Brown on Haslam. Over Haslam is short. Shaq with a rebound to Jason Williams. Williams to set it up. Vujacic guarding him. Now you've got O'Neal working against Kwame Brown and missing, but O'Neal is there for the follow.
Now, see, that's difficult. Shaq, over 7 foot, over 350 pounds, shoots the ball, ends in your chest. You fall back, go out of bounds. Shaq gets the rebound, puts it in. No call.
First points in the paint for Miami in this period, and you've got a defensive 3-second call, and that's going to send Bryant to the free throw line again. Bryant went to the line a ton of times the other night, including several technicals in the Dallas game. And of course, he's the guy that would shoot all the technical free throws for the Lakers. He's 12 out of 16, now 13 out of 17, and he has 33 points. Mourning in and O'Neal out for Miami. It's never a pretty sight if you're a Miami coach. You've got O'Neal and Wade are on the bench and you're down by 4. But Wade in foul trouble. Shaq gets a breather. And the Lakers will inbound.
There's a clear out.
Bryant.
Now look up, look up. There he is.
Walker to Williams.
Oh, no.
One pass too many.
No.
It's saved, but only momentarily, and the Lakers will wind up with a basketball.
Jason should just take the ball, lay the ball up. Don't worry about the contact. You had a 2-on-1, easy lane. Take it to the hole.
That's the 6th turnover committed by the Heat in this quarter, and that's 12 in the game for Miami. To Cook. And the Lakers get it back. Vujacic now, fresh 24, 3:09 to play in the 3rd.
Now here comes a double team.
Yeah. Instead, it's going to go to Odom, and he's going to work it inside to Brown. Brown got position on Mourning and blows the layup.
Yeah, when you get in a situation like that, just dunk the ball. And Kwame Brown is 7 foot, strong, upper body. Just catch you with 2 hands and dunk quickly.
Payton, long 2, and Gary drops that in to make it a 2-point game, 67-65.
That was too bad because that was an unselfish pass by Odom down inside. Kwame Brown, you got to be ready. Got to be ready to make the catch and score.
Vujicic, 4-3. Doesn't even hit the rim. And now Miami can tie it again with 2.5 to play in the third.
Yeah, good call.
Traveling. Meanwhile, the Lakers are 0 for 11 on 3-point attempts. Third period winding down. LA by 2 over Miami. Hey, Santa. Pat Riley and Phil Jackson go way back. They first met as players in the late 60s as coaches back in 1989, and there was Pat with the Lakers and Phil was with the Bulls, and you had Magic and you had Michael Jordan, and it's the first time they got together matching wits as coaches in the regular season. Jackson won that battle 22-15, and in postseason play Phil won 18 games to Pat's 10.
A little bit of talent in both huddles there.
Nice. Man, that's like going to Springfield, Massachusetts,
That's
and looking
right.
at some mural.
You're right. Now, right now, the Lakers, with 2:20 to go, are up 2 in this game. The bench is 1 for 15, the bench. 0 for 11 in threes. They're shooting 38%, and they're up 2 on the road.
Go figure.
I really like their hustle, Al. They've done an excellent job on the glass. We told you coming in that Miami one of the top 3 defensive rebounding teams in the league. At this juncture in the game, the Lakers, 14 offensive boards. Kwame Brown, Chris Mim, Odom doing a terrific job keeping things alive.
Period winding down. You see Wade and O'Neal still on the bench. Wade with those 4 fouls. To see his first action at the beginning of the 4th period. Here's Odom from way outside. The Lakers have still drawn a blank from beyond the arc. They'll try again. Look, got it finally. Lucky 13. 1 out of 13.
2 guys in double figures. Cook with 15, Kobe Bryant with 33. And like you said, they just need one more guy to step up here now to help these 2 guys out. And you could steal one in this building.
Haslam drives the baseline, has it knocked out of bounds by Cook. 5 on the shot clock.
He called 5 seconds on the shot clock, but he have 5 seconds to shoot.
Walker inbounds. Payton will drive by Bryant, and the floater goes from the baseline.
Well, Gary, that's one of his pet moves. Over his 15-year career, they're talking about a guy who averaged over 18 points a game. You know, all NBA 7 times, either first, second, or third team. This guy can do it in traffic and under pressure.
3-point attempt here doesn't go for Odom. Bryant will save, but he is actually on the line before he's able to get the ball back into play. So it'll be Miami ball. 67. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, one thing about offenses, you know, if you get good looks at the basket, you guys, hey, shoot the basketball. If you miss, there's nothing we can do about that. But do not pass up wide open shots. And I like that. The Lakers are getting good looks at the rim.
Williams over Vujicic for 3. Long rebound. Sasha has it. Odom inside to Brown. Mourning guarding him. Blocked by Mourning, who leads the league in that department. Odom misses a 3-point attempt and a loose ball foul.
Now that was pretty.
Very.
We said about Alonzo Mourning, he leads the league in shot blocks. Al gave you that. A little shy of 4 a game. He's also 3rd in the league in field goal percentage. While Shaq was out, he averaged double figures a game. He had 12 double-doubles, points and rebounds. You talk about a guy stepping up and doing it. And then you just got to remember that, you know, that's a yeoman's job.
Foul was on Kwame Brown. Over the limit here. Mourning at the line, seeking his first point of the game, and still doesn't have it. Jason Capono comes in to round out the third quarter for Miami. Mourning, of course, with the looked like his career was over. I mean, you see Wade on the bench. Picked up that early fourth foul. And Mourning, who is such an inspiration to anybody with a kidney transplant or kidney trouble.
That's right.
Coming back and getting his first point of the game right here to make it a 2-point game. Bryant then has it taken away. Taken away by the glove. So Payton creates the steal. You've got about a 2.5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Walker goes all the way in to tie the game.
Walker got away with a little hook there. He caught Odom with that right elbow and pinned him as he spun into the lane.
Bryant missing a long three and will remain tied. And so the Heat play almost the whole period without Dwayne Wade. Give Shaq a rest down the stretch of the third quarter. Still get even. After it looked like the Lakers might begin to roll, but instead we played 3 on Christmas Day, and the score is tied at 70. And this presentation of the NBA on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Former NBA star Ronnie Cycli, who lives here in town, front row seats here. He's actually been involved in a couple of plays today, as you can see. When you're sitting there is Ronnie. You got Lamar Odom almost going into him. Then he gets a bird's eye view or a first-hand view of Kobe coming in. And also seated courtside today, Donald and Melania Trump. Our director Jim Moore giving you that shot suitable for framing on this Christmas Day. And Fiva Schaff, our producer, entire ABC crew. Boys and girls working Christmas Day.
Ronnie Cycli, an excellent player here. Center back in the early days of the Miami Heat franchise. He really put up some big numbers. Excellent scorer, good rebounder, very talented.
70 all as we start the final period. Kobe starts with a miss here. Devin George taps, keeps it for the Lakers. Wade is still on the bench, hasn't played since the second minute of the third period as Walton drops it home to break the tie. First 2 for Luke.
The bench for the Lakers, 2 for 16 after that score.
Payton drives. Nice. Puts it in left-handed. Gary Payton to tie it at 72.
The guys who make the All-NBA teams are guys who can finish either right-handed or left-handed. That was a beautiful move by Payton.
Bryant is going to try to whip it around into the lane, and nobody's there except a bunch of white jerseys.
Yeah, give Mourning a lot of credit. He came over and intimidated that move.
Capono got it. Jason Capono. That's a long 2, 74-72. Mim and Mourning with a reach-in.
Yeah, this is just a beautiful move. Watch the little baby hook right there in traffic. Mim, a terrific shot blocker. Now right here, you have Capono. He's in the game to shoot the basketball. Stretch the defense, whether it's a 3 or a long 2. Kobe's cold right now, Al. Right now he's 10 for 25. He needs a basket to get himself going.
Vujicic works it over to Walton.
See, Gary Payton doing a good job fronting Kobe and discouraging the pass.
Contested by Walker. He come back with it. Up by 2. Walker all the way. Dribbled a little too much, but it's saved on the baseline, and then Mourning gets it back and scores in the paint.
Yeah, they got lucky there. 2 excellent defensive plays by the Lakers. But now that was a beautiful finish by Mourning.
10 minutes left. Sasha tries to whip it back to George. Bad pass. Wade. Hook pass and goaltending. That'll count. Payton has it knocked away off the glass by Devin George, and Jackson says, I've seen enough for the moment.
Now, good timeout. It's an excellent timeout. See, once again, when you have a number of guys who have not been playing in this game, they've been struggling, overpassing. They cannot make the open shot. Now, the big thing is, if you're going to miss and you're going to turn the ball over, you must get back and defend.
Wade back in the game, and Riley's team back up on top, 78-72. NBA players make it a priority during the holidays to assist their communities, lending a hand to those less fortunate prior to the tip-off this afternoon. Players here join each other on the court to deliver gifts and NBA kid merchandise to kids from a local community organization. Nice scene before the game here at the arena. And let's check in with Lisa.
Well, Al, it's been a tough half for Sasha Vujacic. Kobe Bryant just lit him up in the Lakers huddle. He told Sasha, he yelled all the way down the bench and said, hey, snap out of it. This is basketball. Let's go. You got to step up. Sasha had his head down the entire time.
There's Kobe, another example of Kobe being another coach on the court this year.
Yeah, well, they need the production. With Aaron McKee and LaRon Prophet on the injured list, they're missing two guys who are scorers with their second unit on the perimeter. Now, right now, Al, the bench for the Lakers, 2 for 18. Miami bench, 12 for 18. Big difference in this game.
And then Min has it taken away after Kobe fed the center. Heat up by 6, 9.5 to go. Wade, Capono, Payton, Walker, and Mourning the 5 for Miami. And the glove has 18 points, and Gary Payton is 8 out of 9 from the field.
Now, this is vintage Gary Payton. I mean, this is how he used to play night in and night out.
And Odom drives to the basket, and that will count, and he gets fouled.
Well, they needed that. Odom needed it. The Lakers needed it. Now, just keep an eye on Gary Payton. He's on fire. He's coming down. He always loved the scoop shot or the teardrop shot, but more important, he'll take it down in there and challenge you. At the other end, Lamar Odom, somebody else has got to come to life here now. Kobe Bryant is ice cold. He already is 10 for 26.
And Bryant this season in the fourth quarter, there are 15 guys in the league who have taken 100 or more shots in the fourth quarter. Kobe has the lowest percentage of any of them as Wade misses here on an air ball. Kobe hitting just 37% in the fourth quarter this season.
There you go, right in down inside. Post up Wade, force Wade to nice pass.
And Parker has it blocked by Mourning, so another block. And smushed Parker out of bounds. Wow.
Since Mourning has come back into the, watch him come across and get this one. That's another shot block for Alonzo. That is his third shot block in this game.
And that's a guy who's played only 12 minutes.
That's right.
Can George get hot? Lakers for the game hitting only 36%. And a foul here. The Heat now hitting 46%. And Jackson about as animated as he's been all day.
Well, they're very upset with the call. They thought that they had decent defense. They also thought that on the move that Wade put himself into a low percentage shot area.
That foul was on Bryant, and that's 4 fouls on Kobe Bryant to go with the 4 for Dwayne Wade, who misses the first of 2.
Now keep an eye on it right here. Let's see if he rides him. Well, see, the referee is calling that he rode him on the hip. Now in the 70s and 80s, that's what Pat Riley was all upset about before when he was, discussing it with one of the referees. And that is, come on, let some of the contact go. Well, today they're not going to allow you to ride with that forearm or the hand on the hip.
Mim gets it back off the screen roll and scores. Bryant and Mim playing a nice two-man game there to make it 81-76.
It isn't like the Lakers, Al, are struggling for high percentage shots. They are getting wide open shots. The perimeter game has just been ice cold for them. You got to get it out now. You have numbers here. Oh, well, come on, George. George is looking for a three.
Staying outside, Mim inside, Mim on Morning, Mim over Morning off the glass, no good. Capono with the rebound. Gary Payton, vintage performance today. Of course, the minute you say it.
He was doing the right thing. Antoine Walker was cutting through the lane area. Now, from our angle, I could not tell whether they missed eye contact or whether Walker had absolutely no idea that the pass was coming to him.
You're right, well put. It's like the shortstop throwing it right on the money to first base. He'll get an assist, but the first baseman gets the error.
Yeah.
81-76 Miami. Speaking of baseball, there's A-Rod on cue. And then the Lakers throw it away again. Up off the bench. In a moment will come Haslam and Posey for the Miami Heat.
Both teams need to regroup here. You have 7 minutes to get your act together. The game is a toss-up, but right now we're seeing sloppy passing, and we're seeing guys not blowing out. We're missing that high energy that we had early in the game, going both ways.
Lakers have turned the ball over 4 times in the quarter, which is less than 5 minutes old. And Wade draws the foul and gets the basket.
Now that was a beautiful move. The hesitation had Odom up in the air, and then drawing the physical contact. Watch as he steps in. There it is. Step in and get it. You'll get that call every time.
There's Posey and Haslam ready to come into the game, and now in the game as Wade goes to the free throw line. Dwayne Wade has 17 points. The leading scorer for the Heat is Gary Payton with 18. And Wade cannot make it a three-point play. It's still 7 for Miami, up by 7. Bryant on behind him, screen, still cold. George gets it, loses it, has it blocked, taken away underneath. Here comes Payton against Odom.
Good block.
Miami keeps control. And a little backward pass goes out of bounds, and the Lakers will get it. Helter-skelter basketball right now.
You were kind with that one.
Yeah. Emphasis on hell.
Right now, the Lakers, they just cannot get a break there. I mean, they're getting good hustle, getting good looks, getting down inside. There you go.
And Bryant.
Maybe this will get Kobe going now.
Bryant didn't need any heat check for a good part of the second half. Now he is 35, 11 out of 28 from the field. And that's blocked by George. Great block by George. And then with Kobe going down the court, he gets tied up by Haslam for the foul.
Now foul him, force him to go to the foul line, make the 2 shots. Now this is just a very nice block. George coming from the right side. Now, in a situation like this, you're not trying to hurt the guy. Good foul, just make the foul. Force him to go to the line, make the foul shot. You say, well, you know, he's 13 for 17 going in here right now.
Haslam's third foul, 4th team foul against Miami.
In situations like this, close game, open floor, you cannot allow a high flyer like Kobe Bryant to get airborne, because now it's a sure 2 on a power dunk, and then if you ticky-tack foul him, you're giving him a potential 3.
And Bryant, an 82% free throw shooter, misses both. Kobe 13 of 19. Off day from the line. Halfway through the period. Shaq. Mim leans on him. Posey back into Shaq. 3 on the clock. Knocked away. Ball loose in the lane. Picked up by the Lakers.
Fell asleep with the ball.
And Parker lost it momentarily. Bryant tries to save it. Ball will go to Miami, and Kobe gets up.
Great hustle by Haslam. Absolutely a terrific move.
Kobe hated the call at the end, sprang up.
Now let's watch the recovery here, right there. How's that for a hustle? Diving head first, no chance to get the ball, but the deflection right off of Kobe.
Heading for the finish. Heat by 5. 5:29 to play.
This special holiday presentation of the NBA on ABC Sports brought to you by Toyota. Choose any direction as long as it's forward. Toyota, moving forward. And Taco Bell Big Bell Value Menu. To get full on value, think outside the bun.
And back we come to American Airlines Arena. Miami, Heat on top, 83-78. Good Christmas Day game. And Gary Payton, who might wind up in the Hall of Fame someday, mainly for his years as a Sonic. And today, I mean, if he can have a breakout game in a new uniform, this is the one, Yubi.
He's been the lifesaver for this ball club because the second unit has been terrific, mainly because of him with the 18 points. But more important, he's also doing an excellent job defensively every time that he's covering Kobe, just forcing him to shoot the fadeaways. Kobe is ice cold in this half, and we say right now he's 11 for 28 from the field. So you have to give Payton a lot of credit for that also.
Gary's been averaging 29 minutes per game,
right,
and averaging 9 points a game. And today, Payton's already played 26 minutes and has 18 points. Lakers take it off the glass. Devin George. Payton has 12 points in this half alone. Smush Parker.
See, Mim was wide open. You cannot go away from a guy who's wide open. Here he is again.
Now he's wide open
That's
again,
right.
drives the baseline and is short off the glass, but Odom is there to put it back in. 3-point game.
When you run your offense, you're running it for a reason. When they're going to trap the man coming off of that screen and the man rotates down to the midpoint, give him the basketball. He's wide open, and Mim can make that shot.
Payton, re-entry to Shaq, who
Good
can
block.
draw a crowd, can he?
Oh, 2-on-1.
You got Bryant and you got Parker. He feeds Parker and he scores and he gets fouled. So he'll have a chance to tie the game. Smush Parker gets fouled by Udonis Haslem.
Yeah, bad decision by Haslem. If you're going to foul him, you got to get him so that the shot does not get up there. Otherwise, let him go lay the ball up, because now you put him in three-point area.
Smush Parker with 6 points now.
Two leading rebounders in this game, Odom with 15 and Shaq with 15.
For the tie. Well, last year's Christmas Day game went into overtime. Miami won it. 4:25 left here. 83 all. It's the 8th time in the game that we have had a tie score. Wade working on George. 1-3 against the other, and Devin George says, no, you can't call that on me.
That's right. See, in the 70s and 80s, that was normal. You had hand checking. You could use your forearm on a guy. A man gets a half a step on you, you would bump him on the hip or put your hand on him, give him a little bump. Well, today, you know, that's all out.
And that's 5 fouls on Devin George, the only player in the game with 5.
Time's down here.
4 on the shot clock. Posey walked. Shot clock was down to 2.
Posey thought he had a wide open shot. Give Devon Judge a lot of credit because he came flying at him, and that would have been a potential block 3.
Bryant bringing the ball into the front court. Kobe with 35 points.
There's a clear out.
One-on-one with Gary Payton over Gary, and the Lakers take the lead. 85-83, Los Angeles. 37 for Bryant.
Now that was a tough situation. They ran Shaq on a down screen on Posey. As Posey came off the screen, Shaq pinned Mim. And poor Mim, there was nothing he could do about it. Watch him just push. Look at this. Well, just front Shaq or just defend Shaq. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Shaq is laying those 350 pounds on you, catching you in the head with his elbows.
No problem. Fifth
That's
foul
right.
on Mim.
Right.
Which if he fouls out, we'll see Kwame Brown back in, and he gets the roll to Shaquille O'Neal.
I'll give Shaq man a lot of credit. He stayed right with that and bullied that one up there with strength. But you have to go for the foul. That was a good play by Odom. He tried to stop it with a hard foul for Shaq to make it.
That's 4 fouls on Odom. So the Lakers right now, the guys on the court, as O'Neal misses the free throw, but may get another opportunity here.
Yep, in the lane.
Lane violation.
Lane violation.
On the court right now, George and Mim each have 5 fouls. Parker, Odom, and Bryant each have 4 fouls for the Lakers. Odom almost stepped into the lane again, but doesn't this time, and it's tapped back out, and the Heat control. Wade to Haslam, 18-footer drops.
That's where that young man is almost automatic. He had a sensational season last year, averaging double figures, facing the basket right from that area. Shoots a high percentage. Today, he has just not been able to get a lot of looks.
George finally drops one in from outside. That's a 3, and it's 88-87.
They are now 2 for 18 from three-point land. They needed that big.
Bryant is 0 for 7 from three-point land. And way to O'Neal.
Beautiful read, Al, and an unselfish play. Because Wade definitely could have shot that basketball, but Shaq was out in front. Terrific pass.
We're 60 feet away, and you can feel that at the table. And George from the outside.
Mim was wide open again, okay? So I was going to say, fortunately you kept talking, all right? I was going to say, stop missing. Mim is standing by himself. Little did we know, Odom knew that George was going to make another three.
I'm just doing what comes naturally. I'll save your touch under any circumstance.
Now, there's a beautiful pass. Now, just watch this. That's nice. See, this is what George gave the championship team. George was on 3 championship teams. He stretches the defense. Excellent three-point shooter.
By George, by 2. The Lakers on top 91-89. Devin George with a couple of back-to-back three-pointers. Here's your primetime lineup. America's Funniest Home Videos. Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Desperate Housewives. I thought I saw Eva Longoria pop up on the screen during the San Antonio-Detroit game. We're there to watch from Tony Parker. Grey's Anatomy. Primetime tonight on ABC. Kobe Bryant, 37 points. But Devin George has been the guy here in the last couple of minutes. Lakers were 1 out of 17 from three-point land, and now he's dropped in 2 straight.
Well, they need him healthy, Al. He's athletic, 6'8", a great runner. He can make the three-point shot. He's a decent defender. They need the athleticism.
Lakers have 2 full timeouts in the 20. Miami has 1 full 120. Neither team foul to give. There's your reset in the final 2 minutes of the game. Wade all the way in, and O'Neal for the follow.
That was sad if you're a Laker fan, because your defense is fairly decent, and the shot goes up, you get the miss, and then on the offside, Shaq is by himself.
Bryant gets doubled. Wade comes over to help. Now Odom almost has it stolen. 7 on the shot clock. Odom's going to drive to the basket and get fouled. So the Lakers, with the clock running down, drive the lane. Lamar Odom will go to the line.
Strong move. Strong move by Odom. Now the big thing comes down to making foul shots. It's a great move. Take it, bring it back, and adjust. Take the foul. Now today, both teams are struggling at the line. The Lakers have missed 7, and Miami has missed 10.
Odom 3 out of 4 from the line and misses that one. Big one. Odom for the year a 71% shooter from the stripe. And the Lakers have the lead, albeit by 1. 92-91, a minute and a half to go. Bryant picks up Wade. Wade continues to dribble. Gets tripled. Works it into the corner. Posey missing. But an offensive rebound. Payton from the corner. Gary Payton. From beyond the arc to make it 94-92. First three-point attempt by Payton today. .54 seconds.
Plenty of time here. Plenty of time.
6 on the shot clock. Parker. Odom gets 3 from beyond the arc, but misses, and Haslam gets the rebound with 40 seconds.
Main thing for Los Angeles, just play good, strong defense. You have 2 full timeouts in a 20. You've got to get them to miss and hold them to 1 shot. Miami, high percentage now.
O'Neal is going to get it back out. 4 on the clock. Wade's going to dish it off underneath. Nobody there. Lakers, even if Miami gets the ball, there's only 2 seconds on the clock. And they will. And a 20-second timeout here taken by Riley. So they'll keep it with 2 on the 24.
Now that was a very difficult call for the referees. That was extremely difficult. That happened so quick, and you could hardly see whether someone touched that ball. Now just keep an eye, and you're going to see it right there. It's definitely off of Odom. That ball hit Odom out of bounds. You can see it right there. Odom caught him right on the hand, out of bounds. Excellent call by the refs. And I like the fact that they took their time. They did not make a quick call. They did an excellent job in just waiting and trying to work it out between themselves. That was strong.
So Riley calls a play here. You've got 2 seconds, right? Inside?
Now, the big thing right now is you do not want to get beaten on a back screen lob to the front of the rim. You do not want to have a mismatch where you switch and all of a sudden they have an advantage. That's number 1. Number 2, a back screener stepping back out, and now the 2 defenders go with the man going to the rim, and it opens up a wide open catch and shoot situation. They're the 2 things that you want to prevent right now.
Yeah, because Miami, if they can score, no matter how they do it, either through a field goal or getting fouled and going to the line and make 2, to turn it into a 2-possession game instead of a 1-possession game.
That's right. Big thing right now is get all over the ball. Do not give Payton a sight line.
Payton inbound. Wade. That'll not go. Hung on the rim, out of bounds to Miami.
Right. That was excellent hustle by Haslam. The Lakers had inside position. They had 2 guys right there. Haslam up over the top. And when he gets up over the top, the ball comes down right off the Laker body out of bounds. Keep an eye now to the bottom of your screen. You're going to see it right here. See, the Lakers have inside. Now watch the hesitation here now. Now as this ball drops down, Okay, see, Haslam kept that alive. The ball drops down right off the chest of the defender.
And with 12.5 now, Shaq goes out. Jason Williams comes in.
Smart move.
And the Lakers now, since we have in effect, a fresh clock, meaning no clock, Lakers almost compelled to foul here.
No, you got to foul. You got to foul right away.
And there's Kobe fouling Wade underneath, and for Kobe Bryant, that'll be number 5. And if you have to force somebody to foul, it might as well be that guy in case you go into overtime.
Now, what you have to hope for is that you get a split here. All right, that's the main thing. A lot of pressure on Wade now to go to the line and make the foul shot.
7 out of 11 from the line today. For the season, Wade is a 78% free throw shooter.
Now, this is not a gimme situation now.
12.1 remaining in regulation.
There it is.
Wow. 7 out of 12.
That's right. Now things are in your favor now. You're the Lakers. You must get this rebound. Now, if he makes it, okay. You have 2 timeouts and a 20. You can move the ball up the floor. No problem. You're only down 3. But the big thing is, if he shoots and misses, you must get this rebound.
And Shaq is out of the game, so the inside guys from Miami are Haslam and Posey, with Mim and Odom inside for the Lakers. And Wade will drop that one, so you have 12.1, you have a 3-point game, and Phil Jackson takes a timeout. Going down to the wire, it's Christmas Day. Why not?
That's exactly right.
Al Michaels, Hubie Brown, and Lisa Salters, our entire crew here on Christmas Day. A beauty going right down to the end. 3-point game. Last year, these 2 teams met on Christmas Day. They had that little half hug at the start of the game. A year later, not even so much as a half hug, a little slap for Brian Cook. There's Kobe looking on. That's the way the game started. Shaq, meanwhile, has a total of 18 points. Kobe has 37 points. And the Lakers to inbound.
It's a situation now. Switch on all ball crosses. Contest the 3-point shot. Once that clock gets down to 5 seconds or below, you got to make a decision. Do you foul the guy, all right, and force him to go to the foul line? Or do you play it straight away and allow them to get a potential 3-point shot?
Devin George to inbound. Kobe Bryant's been limited to 4 points in the period.
There's a back screen. Excellent defense by Miami.
Luke Walton's going to hand it to Bryant. Bryant's going to take a contested long 3 that doesn't go. And then Walton has to foul Posey underneath with 2.1 seconds.
Now, I thought Miami did an excellent job on the initial move. They covered the back screen on the opposite side of the floor, played it perfectly, and then right here, over the top. Now watch Peyton chase Kobe. See, he's behind them, but right there, there's the pressure, okay? There's the pressure. And because he came over the top, he did not go underneath the screen. Excellent defensive play by Peyton.
Meanwhile, Kobe 0 for 8, matching his career worst in 3-point performances. Gary Payton has had the best shooting day in almost 10 years, 10 or more shots in a game. So if the glove fits, well, never mind. But if the glove certainly fit Miami today. May not have fit in LA 2 years ago, but Gary Payton has been tremendous today.
Now everyone will look at his offense today. But we kept bringing out the point. He did a terrific job every time in the second half that Kobe went into the post. He fronted him. That takes a lot of energy out of you. And then to execute at the offensive end and shoot the percentage that he did, a banner day for Gary Payton.
Posey makes that one. It's a 5-point game. And the Lakers are going to head to Washington. 1-1 on this road trip. Meanwhile, Miami coming off that blown lead, the big lead against New Jersey, and Carter's sensational performance the other night will go to 5-2 under Pat Riley as the Heat prevail despite Wade getting into foul trouble, missing almost the whole third quarter. And Gary Payton, who left Seattle and went to Milwaukee and then with the Lakers, and that Now you got Peyton join here. Well, you know, Gary loves to talk anyway. And then he goes to Boston and is traded for about 11 minutes to Atlanta, goes back to Doc Rivers' team last year, winds up here. So Gary now at the point in his career, and you got a little tete-a-tete or whatever, at least verbally going out on the court right now. Phil Jackson looking on. They want to get Gary. Gary apparently beginning to jaw back and forth with a couple of the Lakers. I think Odom was involved for one. They escorted him back there, and we go to Lisa Salters.
Shaquille, you had a season-high 17 rebounds. You struggled early in the game, but when it came to winning time, you were able to create some space for yourself. How were you able to do that?
I think I was a little bit anxious for the win today. Missed a couple of jumbos that I usually miss, but I just want to do all the other stuff. I did rebound the ball well. We played well. We had a bad game the other night, so we just wanted to come in here against a good Lakers team and get a win.
Before the tip, you didn't even look at your former teammate Kobe Bryant. Why not? You shook everybody else's hand.
Merry Christmas to everybody out there.
All right, thanks a lot, Shaquille. Back to you guys.
Well, sometimes silence speaks volumes. That's what it is.
Absolutely.
So in that particular case, meanwhile, let's take a look at this here at the end of the game, because there was a little I don't want to say altercation necessarily. Odom is kind of in the middle of this, and here comes Garrett, and you've got Haslam holding him from behind. So I don't know, Yubi, for what it's worth, it's enough of the Christmas spirit. It's already 6 o'clock.
Right, mainly because we have no idea what initiated it.
Odom said to Peyton, I'll see you in L.A. All right, 97-92, Miami wins it. Monday Night Football tomorrow. It's New England taking on the Jets from the Meadowlands at 9 Eastern time. For now, Al Michaels, Yubi Brown, Lisa Salters, our entire ABC Sports crew saying Merry Christmas and so long from Miami.